Oh, what is this? What is this? Well, a little bass. That's the first topwater bass of the year. Got one, Mike. 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 Got a good one, dude. Good one, man. Heck yeah. Dude, it's a tank. Heck yeah, boys. Dude. Yo, Fat Stacks. RoboPop. Yo, Mike. I got a tank. That dog will hunt, boys. Heck yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah. That's a tub all day long, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4.5 all day long. Get her back. There she goes. Well, all it took was a 4.5 and old Mike's joining me again. That's the bone-colored BioSpawn RoboPop. It's about 7:30 or so. Got about 45 minutes left of daylight. I'm hoping to get my third fish on the new BioSpawn RoboPop. Big Mike's got one. He put it down, picked up his coochie. Been catching a few on it.
Got two.
Caught two on it. I'd like to get one more on the RoboPop here. And guys, right now over at Carl's, Member Week is going on. Great savings over there. I believe they even have a couple new baits that were just released that are for members only as well. Head over there, check it out. Got a little discount code for you guys. I'll put on the screen. Definitely check out the new BioSpawn stuff as well. But like I said, this here is their new popper called the RoboPop. Not sure if I'll catch any more or not tonight, so I wanted to go over the combo that I'm using. This one right here is the Akuma Guide Select cranking rod. Now, normally when you see me use this series, I'm using a 7-footer for my crankbaits. But when I'm using a popper, a walk the dog type bait, a jerk bait, really any bait that you're using a downward motion on. So as I'm working this popper, I'm using a downward motion. I like a shorter rod so I'm not smacking the water. You agree with that, Big Sherfsky?
Yeah, like my rod is a, pretty sure what is this?
That's a 6.6.
And I was popping that thing. I kept hitting the water. I kept hitting the ground.
Well, see, for you, that's only a few inches shorter than this rod.
Yeah.
But you're also shorter than me as well.
Yeah, I don't know how.
So for a younger whippersnapper like yourself, you may want like a 5.5, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
But just keep in mind that when you're working that downward motion, a longer rod, if you guys can see that there, if it was any longer, I would be in the water. But you can also work this with the rod tip up. It doesn't work as good, but it still will work in a pinch if your rod is too long.
With my rod being as long as it is, that's how I had to do it. And
yeah, for you being a shorter dude and all that. And two, if you got like longer grass along the bank and all that.
Yeah, my line.
It's going to be impossible. Exactly, your line's going to be in the tall grass and all that. You really have no choice but to work it up. But like I said, it still works. You can still do it. It's just not as crisp as working it with that downward motion. So anyways, that's the rod we're using here. It's a 6.9 medium power, moderate action. It's got that nice soft tip. That's exactly what you want when you're working a treble hook lure. Okay, for the reel, we have the Akuma Hakai awesome reel here. I got some videos on it, which I'll link down below. Very lightweight, compact, long casting reel. Definitely check this one out. It's in a 7.3, and normally you guys hear me talk about slower reels. I like a much slower reel, got a lot of power and things like that. But for a technique, when I'm using the rod to work the bait, I do like a bit faster reel, just because it's picking up slack. I don't have to worry about overworking the bait. That reel is just picking up slack, and I'm using the rod to work the bait. For the line, we are using, this is a mono. This is Suffolk Siege, one of my favorite monos. This is a 17-pound test. I may even go up to 20 when you're tossing top water, you want a pretty big diameter line so that line stays on the surface, okay? And mono is a floating line. You want to use a floating line. I know some guys will use braid with like a small mono leader or even a fluorocarbon leader, but I want to use, or I like to use, a mono line, all mono, straight mono, okay? If you use fluorocarbon on a bait that's sitting out there, okay, like this, if you throw it out there and you have fluorocarbon, as that bait is sitting, it's gonna start to sink, okay? And when you pop it, you have to like cut through that water to get to the popper, if you guys understand what I'm saying. You don't really have like a direct pull. It's not as crisp because your line is down in the water. So you have all that drag from the line being pretty much under the water when you pop it. So you're better off using a floating line like mono. Now you guys hear me talk about using fluorocarbon for buzz baits. You can totally do that. Buzz baits, whopper ploppers, you know, baits like that that you're reeling fast enough that fluorocarbon won't affect you. But anytime your bait is out there sitting with a popper or a walk the dog type bait, you want to use that floating line. For the knot, I'm just using a Palomar knot. I know a lot of guys will use a loop knot when they're using a topwater bait, but I just use a Norman speed clip. You guys can use a snap or whatever you want to use. I prefer these Norman speed clips. Obviously it's great for a quick change, but using a speed clip like this or just a regular snap, it gives you more freedom of movement and it will walk much better. So you can tie a loop knot or use some sort of snap. I get these over there at Lurenet. I'll drop a code on the screen for you guys, the link down below for those as well. This happened once before and I don't have an explanation for it. The audio just stopped recording. So I was making the video, got done talking about the snap. Mike catches a tank, which you're seeing right now, and for whatever reason we lost audio.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened. Didn't do anything different. Just checked it. Everything's on. We got no audio. But Mike catches a tank on the Sakushi bug.
Yeah, I think I'm cursed. Because, you know, Gilbert, that audio was messed up.
Gilbert, audio was screwed up.
This
you know
tank,
what's funny?
What?
Gilbert's audio was screwed up. This audio was screwed up. We had 2 dead scales. You can see here, Mike gets 2 scales out of his bag. Both scales are dead.
If they turn on right now, I'm throwing them both in the lake.
So I don't know.
Oh, so dead.
Both dead, that's great. They probably got no batteries in them.
Yeah, you probably took them out.
But anyways, Mike catches a tank. And you can see here too, I don't know what happened to that fish's his mouth. I mean, it was tore
Really,
up.
like chewed up. He had chunks sticking.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him, but could have been a rough spawn on that one. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that carp may have had some fun.
Yeah. But anyways, Mike catches a solid 4-pounder on the old Sakushi bug. Got his confidence back. He's starting to doubt himself.
So I lost the hook here, my last 3-aught, and then I lost my second one on a fish.
He broke a couple off, broke off a fish. He was ready to
give up,
get rid of all his gear.
Sell
He tied on a new hook, put on his Sakushi bug, put his head down, caught a 4-pounder.
I kept getting hit in the same spot. I thought it was like a tree.
Well, there's a ton of wood down there. That's why the fish was there.
I know, and then it hit me. I thought it was a little crappie, and then it went.
So I don't know what's going on with the audio, but I want to finish my video here before we don't have any more audio. Sun's already went down, so let's get back to working the BioSpawn RoboPop here. Okay, a couple different ways to work it. Obviously, it's a popper. You can pop it, but it walks really good as well. So just throw it out. Let the ripples go away. Wait for a 10-pounder to hit it.
No.
And just pop it. Got a nice sound to it. Spits a lot of water. If you do it just right, it's kind of got that bloop to it.
I love that noise.
Yep. But it spits a good amount of water.
Oh yeah.
And just pop it. Like I said, figure out what the bass want. Wait as long as you need to between pops. But throw it out, let it sit for a second, and just pop it. Now, this is not a super long popper, okay? But this popper walks really good as well. Obviously, the longer the popper or the walking bait, they walk better. This being a short popper, it walks really good as well. And you want to work it kind of like a jerk bait. Okay, when you jerk a jerk bait, you need to point the rod back at the bait so it can move side to side. Same deal here with a walk the dog type bait or this popper. Okay, just make sure that you're pointing the rod back at the bait so it has slack to walk. If you just hold it to the side and keep pulling it, you're not giving it slack so it can't walk. But throw it out and just make sure you're pointing the rod tip back at the bait so it can walk side to side. Dude, for this popper here, man, this walks really good.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not a super long popper. I mean, there's plenty bigger poppers out there. Being I consider a smaller, shorter popper. Obviously, there's smaller ones than this. But for this size, I mean, it walks really good.
Yeah, and it was actually really easy. I've never used a popper before. Doing the walk the dog thing.
Yeah.
And I got it almost instantly.
It walks very, very easy.
Yeah.
And you don't need to jerk it hard or move the rod tip far to get it to walk. I mean, I'm barely just tapping the rod. Barely just tapping the rod there, and it's walking really good. What am I moving that, Mike? Just a few inches almost?
Yeah, you're like barely moving.
Just a few inches back and forth, and it walks really, really good. All right, dude, let's wrap it up. We each caught a tank.
I wanted to die.
You got some confidence back in this cushy bug. I caught a tank on the new BioSpawn RoboPop. Make sure you guys head over there to Carl's, check them out. Members Week going on right now. Great deals over there, especially on the BioSpawn stuff. And I'm sure even the cushy bugs are on sale as well.
If they're not, I have to talk to somebody about that.
If not, Big Mike's gonna hit up the boss man over there and get them on sale for you. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, be sure to
smash the subscribe button
and the thumbs up.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys on the next one.
I love you.
We out.